Commitments are coming, but will they be going in the direction of the LSU Tigers? We're going to find out. We got a couple big decisions that are about to go down in the next couple days, and I got Shay Dixon on this video from the Bengal Tiger to talk all about it. But first, LSU fans, do me a favor. Hit subscribe to the On3 Recruits channel. Nobody covers LSU recruiting in the offseason like On3 Recruits. So go ahead, jump on board. All right, let's bring in my guy Shay Dixon, and we got decisions going down this week. A couple big ones for the Tigers. Tomorrow, out of the state of Texas, Zion Williams is going to be set to make his decision. Big-time defensive lineman. Where do the Tigers stand in this one?
As the team to beat, they are the On3 RPM leader. We've got On3 RPM picks in for LSU between myself, Billy at the Bengal Tiger, and Steve Wiltfong at the national site. So we feel like we've got all angles covered here. And Josh, this will be the first D-line commit for this cycle for LSU. Mm-hmm. And yes, that seems like they've waited a long time for it, but you have to remember, Brian Kelly fired his entire defensive staff after the bowl game. By the end of January, they had a new staff in place. The new D-line coach was Bo Davis, former LSU player, began his career here coaching, had stops at Bama, but then was at Texas for a while. And he had recruited Zion Williams out of Lufkin to Texas. So when he got to the LSU job, this was sort of a natural transition. Hey, let's continue to recruit Zion. They got him for an official visit, made official visits elsewhere, ended up canceling his Texas OV, which would have been the final one in June. All signs here in a battle, what was really LSU versus the Longhorns is sort of clearly going, or at least trending towards this being LSU on July 4th. So big news there for LSU July 4th. I would tune in.
All right, get the fireworks going, because then on Friday, edge Damen Shanklin, one of the top players in America, out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Now, this is another one that the Tigers lead on the RPM, but I don't feel like it's as big of a lead as maybe the Zion Williams RPM, because Bama and Ohio State also heavily involved in this one as it comes down to the wire. What's your read on Damen Shanklin?
You know, I think that geography, distance from home, was never going to be a big factor here. They said that early on, and that's proven to be the case with the schools he's looking at. Ohio State being sort of local, yes, but Bama coming in at the end. We saw Bama really come in. They offered Khalil Lockett in June. They made a push for Damen Shanklin in June, and a number of others. And if you hit on some of those, that's a good job by the Bama staff. For LSU, they've been working this one since Blake Baker and Kevin Peoples got here from Missouri. Blake Baker is LSU's new DC. Kevin Peoples coaches and recruits defensive ends, edge rushers, and Shanklin fits into that group. They knew him from their time at Missouri. So in a recruitment that, and we've talked to Wiltfong a lot about this, that is really about relationships and development. More than NIL, more than any of that, where can he go and feel comfortable and then know he's going to be developed? Because I think he's a guy who's in the top 100 right now, but really has some long-term upside, Josh. So LSU feels good here. I've felt good about it. We haven't heard any increased late confidence out of Ohio State or Bama camps with both those schools obviously on a roll. Look, pull up the On3 industry rankings right now. Mm-hmm. Ohio State sits at 1. LSU's been sitting at 2. Bama's now 2. LSU at 3. Obviously, all 3 very great classes. But this is a battle of the who's who. The top 3 teams in the rankings right now are the 3 finalists for Shanklin. But again, Steve Wiltfong has his On3 RPM pick in on the Tigers. He hasn't moved it, with the decision date being moved up to July 5th. So LSU needs D-linemen. It would be a nice 24-hour stretch here across the holidays if they could pop Zion Williams on Thursday, then get another top 100 edge rusher in Damen Shanklin on Friday, because just a week ago they popped Jesse Harold out of Tampa, your old stomping grounds, a top 100 prospect on the edge. So D-line recruiting and defense recruiting is starting to pick up with this new staff.
It is exciting times now. Let's talk quarterback. And I know Bryce Underwood's already committed, but we're going to the 2026 class. We're going to see if Joe Sloan can pull another number 1 quarterback, because On3's number 1, Faison Brandon, has put the gauntlet down. He's going to announce on August 3rd from his top teams, and they are LSU, Tennessee, Alabama, and NC State. Shay Dixon, how do you see LSU, or where do you see LSU amongst those top schools, as we're about a month away from his announcement?
I think they're very much in this, and I think all these teams are, right. From talking to different people, whether it's on sources through coaching staffs around the country or just those around Faison's recruitment, I don't think he's made his mind up for sure. I think he will mull over things in the month of July. Tennessee has been trending as the team to beat, but look, he's visited NC State 10 times. I mean, more than any other
Right.
college. LSU multiple times, and then Bama here at the very end, right? They had the last visit before the dead period, and then he'll make his announcement. I'll say I'll be looking for this. The dead period ends July 23rd. Does he pop up anywhere before August 3rd? That could be telling, but Joe Sloan's done a really good job here, knowing that they've got a commitment from Bryce Underwood, the number one overall prospect and
Mhm.
quarterback in the current class, to be in the mix with On3's number one quarterback and a 5-star for next year's class is telling. And I talked to Faison about it, and he said, look, I don't look at who's coming in, who's leaving, the portal's out there. You can't predict that stuff. I want to go somewhere where I'm developed for the NFL. And I think Joe Sloan's pitch has been, look what Jaden Daniels did from Arizona State through his time at LSU, which has gone on to win the Heisman and become the number 2 overall pick in the NFL draft. So the offense is humming. That's a big part of why LSU has the number 3 class in the country right now, Josh, and has themselves in position for a guy like Faison Brandon, On3's number 1 quarterback.
Yep. Yeah, there you have it, LSU fans. We just previewed 3 major decisions that are going to go down this summer. So let us know, comment section below, which ones do you think will go in the Tigers' favor? Let us know. Well, you've made it to the end of today's video, but there's hundreds more videos on the On3 Recruits channel for you to check out. And also, while you're here, hit subscribe.